Amazon CloudFront catches content at edge locations to deliver it to users with minimal latency. However, its caching doesn't automatically reflect your backend changes unless you tell it to. And the problem is basically that CloudFront doesn't know that your backend has changed. So when you update your backend, like uploading new assets to S3, tweaking your API responses, or deploying a new site version, CloudFront doesn't magically realize that something's changed. It keeps serving the cached content until its TTL, or time to live, has expired. And while this is great for speed, it can be a problem if your changes are time sensitive or critical. So some common scenarios, say you updated images or assets in S3, maybe you're deploying a new front-end version, you've got some back-end fixes, or even header or metadata changes. If the cache hasn't expired yet, then users may still see an old version of your website. So the fix is CloudFront Invalidation, which basically means you perform a CloudFront invalidation. And this manually removes specific items from the edge cache and forces CloudFront to fetch them fresh from the origin on the next request. And so there are several ways to invalidate. You can of course use the AWS console. So just go to your CloudFront distribution. There's an invalidations tab and just invalidate there. You can also use the CLI. I paste it in here. So it's a command you can do like CloudFront. You do create invalidation and then provide your distribution ID of your CloudFront, and then also the paths that you want to invalidate. So you don't have to invalidate everything, you can invalidate specific paths. And then of course you can automate with Terraform. So in other words, you can trigger an invalidation in Terraform using the AWS CloudFront distribution resource and the AWS CloudFront distribution invalidation resource. So you can see this is a very basic example here, where this would just be your distribution, and then you can set the invalidation. Here's your invalidation or distribution ID, and then you just specify the paths that you want to invalidate. And of course, this would invalidate everything, which is why I've named it this. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Check out my courses and content in the description. Take it easy.